Is this thing on? Is this thing on? Of course it's on, man. You know this thing is on because you saw the thumbnail and you saw the title. You know what we're about to do. Grace and peace, everybody. I hope you all are having a fantastic day. It has been a very rainy day here in Georgia. We're having thunderstorms and potential hurricane, potential tornado. But thankfully it's blown away. But so far, so good. The day has started off rather interesting. So let's get ready to go. I'm listening to myself in my ear, and I'm tired of hearing myself already. There we go. Got that fixed. All right. So recently, Nathan Wade stepped onto the stage of ABC News to finally start discussing with Linsey Davis what has happened, his perspective, if you will, and what happened with the whole disqualification hearing, the interference hearing, trial, whatever. So it's really fascinating conversation that he has with Linsey Davis. And this, of course, this is his first time talking with anybody really that we've seen. And so he's not been out in public, in front of microphones and such like that. So we want to hear a little bit about that. And rather, we've heard a little bit about that. And I want to look at that interview that he did with Linsey Davis and kind of shed some light on it, give my little 2 cents, if you will. So we're going to break this down, as I like to do, from a Christian male perspective. So I'm going to look at this argument and the points that Nathan makes from my viewpoint, my bias as a Christian man. Everybody's got a bias. Let's just be honest. I'm just going to be open and up front, that I have a bias. So I have never heard Nathan make a profession of faith. I never heard him say anything about his faith. I actually have heard very little from Nathan. But I'm going to look at what he's saying from a Christian male perspective. And I think that's the best way that I can handle it. So if you don't mind, after you've hit that like button, just go ahead and just touch it. It's okay. But after you've done that, go ahead and grab your favorite beverage. Today we're doing iced coffee. And grab yourself a good comfy chair, have a seat. Let's get ready to have some fun. But before we do all of that, I do want to thank each and every one of you all who's come and hung out with me today. Thank you very much. It means a lot to me that you find value in what we're doing, and I really do appreciate it. So I don't want that to go on without me saying, hey, I appreciate each and every one of you. I see lots of you all in the chat. I see Angel Wings is in the building. Angel Wings became a member of the channel. Shout out to Angel Wings. Thank you so much for supporting what we're doing over here at DWC. There we go. I see Q is in the house. Always good to see Q. JT2000 in the house, as well as a servant's heart. Always good to see y'all. And Tim Moore is here. Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate all of y'all. And before I do get too far afield, you know what? I'll talk about it after this. Let's go ahead and get you all what you all came for, because I know what you all came for. You all came for.
Welcome back to Season 3 of As the Peach Rots. In this engrossing third season, we marinate the fetor of Georgia's political elite in the tangy vinegar of accountability. In a state where the odor of mendacity lingers in the air, our intrepid team of chat room investigators is on a mission to peel back the layers of deceit and uncover the truth. From backroom deals to embezzlement scandals, no stone is left unturned in our pursuit of justice. But as tensions rise and alliances shift, who can be trusted in the Peach State? Join us for a season ripe with drama, where even the fruit isn't safe from corruption, because sometimes the juiciest scandals are right under your nose.
ABC News exclusive with former Fulton County Special Prosecutor Nathan.
Tech support. Shout out to We Watch YouTube. I love that introduction. Shout out to We Watch YouTube, has been a solid supporter of the channel and created the new Season 3 of As the Peach Rots for us. So we got to give a shout out to We Watch YouTube. Also, I realized I didn't have my other little camera over here, so I got to get my other camera in. So let's look, we're here. There, we get the little side angle. There we go. Let's get this party going. Good to see you, Carmen Knowles. Good to see you. Grace and peace. Good to see you. Let's go. Let's go.
Wade. In our wide-ranging interview, Wade talks about what he does and does not regret and where the case goes from here. What do you want people to know?
I want people to know the real me.
So there are those who say you weren't qualified for this case. How do you respond?
I respond by saying Let's give it some color. I defended murders.
I'm gonna stop right here. And I think I might have talked about this in an earlier episode as well. Nathan Wade, to say that Nathan Wade was not qualified, of course, you can pick that apart in a lot of different ways. Sure, he's not qualified to be a fighter pilot. Got you. He's not qualified to be a firefighter. Okay, got you. That's not what they're talking about, Nathan. And I think he knows that. As you hear him outline what he's saying, what his qualifications are, you're going to realize like, oh, wait, you didn't do anything with RICO before. Why did she select you to be the head honcho in the RICO case? But let us continue.
Rapes, armed robbers, molesters, mostly criminal cases that dealt with high stakes, including life. The picture that was being painted, that there was no experience, is just not an accurate one.
You and Fonnie meet in 2019?
Yes, ma'am.
What was the extent of your relationship prior to November 1st of 2021?
We met at a judges conference. We stayed professional friends for quite a bit of time thereafter. Started to pick up a little bit when COVID started. We began to spend inordinate amounts of time communicating during the course of the investigation.
That's the first problem. Anybody that's married will tell you, when you start texting people, you're doing the most. And you really run a risk. Nathan is still married. Again, he could be unhappily married. He could be separated married. He could be, my wife lives on the other side of the country married, but he's still married. You're still married, Nathan. That is the problem. And dare I say, if Nathan had just, as I told you before, I did a video before, if he had just kept the mindset that he's off limits because he's married, we wouldn't be having this conversation. Now, granted, I still don't believe that the reason and the rationale that they chose divorce or they're getting a divorce or whatnot is valid. That's my assessment from my very low bar, my pre-K law student knowledge. I don't think that there is justifiable reason. However, you're still married though. Whether it be on paper or in your mind, you're still married. That's it. Let's go.
Investigation, nights, weekends, evenings, mornings. I can't tell you how much time that we spent together. We got closer and closer.
I think this is interesting why he's talking about, it's interesting that Nathan is talking about now how much he's communicated with Fonnie Willis. If you pick that up in a moment, we're going to look at a clip about what happened here in Georgia yesterday, where the Georgia appeal said, yeah, we'll listen to this whole disqualification hearing. And I think that's the worst thing that could have happened to Fonnie Willis, because now new evidence could possibly be introduced. As far as I understand, I think new evidence can be introduced in the appeal. I might be wrong, but if new evidence can be submitted, you know good and well them phone records are coming. You know it. You know phone records are coming. Text messages are coming. I'm telling you, ring cams are coming out. CCT cameras at the from Quick Trip. It is going to be a mess. I don't think this is what they really want. If they can bring in new evidence, I think it's going to be real problematic. But I do think it's interesting he mentioned that in here. I wonder, did he have the win that they're going to probably, the appeals is probably going to accept that case, and that this is going to probably come front and center, how much we've been in communication. So maybe he's trying to chum the water, or at least break the tension in the water by saying it out loud now. Just wondering. Let's go.
And closer. Workplace romances are as American as apple pie. It happens to everyone, but it happens.
Y'all stop that real quick. Y'all stop right there. That rascal, I forgot about, as American as apple pie. So apparently in this man's mind, adultery is just something common. It's just like air, just like breathing, whatever. Man, this dude, this dude is gross. He's so gross. He's so gross. And if you watch this whole interview, you know that this was super gross. But down in the chat, drop me a pie emoji. We got to get them pie emojis. I haven't done a pie emoji lately. Give me a pie emoji in there. Or cake. If you don't like pie, if you like cake, okay, whatever. Let's do that. I had it ready too. I got to drop a pie. I was going to go by the local pie store that my daughters like this morning and get me an apple pie. But I didn't want to give off the wrong impression, like I'm supporting this foolishness. All right, let us keep this game going. I see the pies over there. I see y'all. I see it. I think we talked about it earlier. Oh yeah, y'all still got to explain to me what egg pie is. You don't have to do it now. We can do it. We might have to do a whole cooking show, but y'all still got to explain it to me. Oh, Nathan. Apple pie is gross, and so is Nathan. Well, okay, I can totally agree with that. Let's keep this game going. Let's go. Welcome to everybody that has stopped by and checking us out. We're just taking the time to look over Nathan's interview with ABC Linsey Davis.
To the two of us.
Do you regret it?
I regret.
Okay, this is why I say Nathan's heart is callous. This is why I say that Nathan is not a feeling, heartfelt man. This is why. Listen to what he says. Now, granted, I do understand ABC did some editing to these videos because there's not a continual flow. It's kind of choppy, so on and so forth. The questions just jump out. But listen to what he says. I'm going to back up just a little smidgen so we can get a running start.
I regret that private matter became the focal point of this very important prosecution. I hate that my personal life has begun to overshadow.
I'm going to stop this right here. And I'm going to turn this into Jason's miniature Bible study. I'm going to tell you right now, personally, I believe the best thing that God could have done to Nathan Wade is allow this story to get out into the open. What in the world are you talking about, Jason? Absolutely. Yeah, I think the very best thing that God could have done was allow Nathan Wade and Fonnie Willis to both get busted and get called out in the open. And in 4K, have all of their situation brought out in front of them. I believe that is the best thing that could have happened to them. And I use the word could strategically, because if they did the right thing moving forward, it would be a real blessing to them, but it's not. Watch, here's a passage I want you to look at. Whoever conceals his transgressions will not prosper, but he who confesses and forsakes them will obtain mercy. I believe that it is God's grace that he extended to Nathan and to Fonnie. This is Proverbs 28:13, by the way, that they could repent of their sin and turn away from it, but they're not. And we know this. They're gonna double, triple, quadruple down into it, keep boring into it, and so on and so forth. However, Nathan could right now demonstrate contrition by saying, I was wrong. I did the wrong thing. I disrespected my wife. I disrespected my marriage vows. I disrespected my in-laws who gave me my wife. I disrespected my children. And repent. He could do that. And again, nothing would change necessarily. He would still be fired from the case. He would probably still be getting a divorce, but he would at least demonstrate that he's learned something from here. But he's demonstrating clearly, he's letting us know in 4K that he doesn't even care. That's why I say Nathan's heart is totally calloused. His heart is totally given over to his own pride and arrogance, and he's going to keep trying to bury that sin. And anybody who's gardened, anybody who's ever done any kind of gardening or whatnot, knows that if you keep burying a seed long enough, it's just going to come back. You're not going to bury it to the point that it's never going to come. And this seed that Nathan is trying to hide, his sin, his outright callous, bombastic sin, he's not going to be able to hide it. And well, he can't hide it because we already know about it. Let us go back. Get this guy out of the way. What is this guy doing? Yeah, I'm starting to like ECAM again. Me and ECAM might have fixed our relationship. Just letting y'all know that. You know, I'm gonna leave this right here. This is gonna be the show sponsor right there. There's a show sponsor. There we go. All right, let's go.
The true issues in the case.
But at some point, once that bond is there, and if democracy is on the line, as has been described, do you say, maybe we pause this until after the case is over?
That would be common sense.
Absolutely. I'll concede that could have been an approach, but when you are in the middle of it, these feelings are developing, and you get to a point to where the feelings are so strong that you start to want to do things that really are none of the public's concern. It wasn't lost upon the two of us that things.
I like this Negro just sat there and said it's none of the public's concern. Sir, you are, again, your affair really truly is nobody's concern. I will give you that. The problem is who you're having said affair with, and what are the ramifications of said sin. The odor of mendacity, Mr. Wade, is too strong. You're too smart for that. I believe you're entirely too smart to say something as stupid as what you just said. DearWokeC@gmail.com.
Bleed over into the case and start to affect it. And so we made the adult-like decision to do what we did.
We did? What do you mean by that?
In terms of protecting the integrity of the case, keeping the...
How did you protect the integrity of the case when nobody knew that y'all were in a relationship until Ashley Merchant called y'all out? And again, nobody agrees, or nobody really truly believes that y'all ended it until you got called out.
Rest of the office out of our personal and private lives. And at the point that we decided to discontinue the relationship, we did.
Please, if somebody, I know y'all are the live chat is the best research team on the planet, okay? If one of y'all run across one of these body language experts who's done a review of Nathan's body language, please send it to me. Please, 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 please. Because I'm picking up some vibes, if you will. I'm picking up some things that don't seem right to me, and I just want somebody to confirm or deny it. And I really, truly, if you run across it, I'm calling her out. Kiana, We Watch YouTube, Tawanda, all of y'all who be emailing me, who have emailed me fantastic stuff. If y'all run across a body language expert or interrogation expert that has reviewed this interview, please send it to me. Because I really, truly, I want somebody to confirm the vibe I'm picking up before I go off on a tangent. Because I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong, but I don't think I am.
But it's my understanding that the relationship ended not because you were worried about it bleeding over,
right,
but you all just had differences of the value of a male and female in a relationship, that kind of thing, that you ultimately started having some heated conversations. But correct me if I'm wrong, was there a point that you all stopped because you said, this is inappropriate, this could impact the integrity of the case?
Okay.
It was inappropriate because you was married, Negro. You was married. There is the inappropriateness.
A lot there. So we didn't have heated conversations to the extent that we were at odds and arguing about the inherent roles of...
Well, you know.
He is lying. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I know I just said I'm waiting for a body language expert to help confirm it. I'm just going to step out there. In my humble opinion, Nathan Aloysius Tyrone Wade is lying. And he's flirting with that woman too. I'm just going to say that too. I'm just getting it all out. I'm just getting it all out today. My name is Jason, and I'm just getting in trouble. Nathan Wade is flirting with that doggone woman, and he's lying. There. I just got to get off my chest. There. Oh, I feel so much better. Thank y'all.
Fonnie said on the witness stand, like, oh, according to Mr. Wade, the only thing a woman can do is make me a sandwich, right? I mean, and she said, she's the one who described it as heated
Y'all was arguing.
She said that, listen, if I made a statement like that, certainly it was in jest. I respect women.
So just give me a sense of the time.
How do you respect women when you're sleeping with one that's not your wife? Why are you lying? Please stop lying. Where's the lying sound effect? I don't got the lying sound effect on here. Hey, producer Jason, we got to get that lying sound effect on here. Why don't we have that? I'm gonna fire producer Jason. Good gracious, man. You are straight lying. And you flirting with that woman. I'm just going to say it again.
As far as when the romance actually started and then once it stopped.
So early 2022
lying to you.
Late 2023
lying about me.
is the time frame. What people don't see and don't know is that we continue to have a very close relationship. We are friends.
Because y'all still clapping cheeks, man. Just stop it. Y'all never broke up. Y'all 50 plus years old. Here, look, hold on now. Look right here. If you 50 years old, you're not going around saying, hey, will you be my girlfriend? Will you wear my Letterman jacket? Y'all just are making convenient relationships. It's convenient that I don't want to be at home alone, so I'm going to go hang out with this person. I don't want to be at home eating ice cream by myself, so I'm going to go hang out with this person. It's just convenient relationship. Dude, y'all still in a relationship. I'm sorry. And Lord knows it ain't because you're married. Negro, you're still married now. You're still married at this point. This is so doggone stupid. I'm sorry. And look, I know already that Nathan Wade lives in this area near Whitaker Park. I already know that. And it is what it is. But my guy, if I saw you in public, I'd have to tell you too, man, you lied. You're an outright liar. Repent. Stop trying to hide your sin. Just go on and repent of it, my guy. Then you'll obtain mercy.
A Washington Post columnist wrote, what were they thinking? How could two seasoned attorneys embroiled in the prosecution of a former president start a romance and not see this trouble coming a mile away?
Because they're sinners and they want to do the thing that sinners do, which is, Washington Post, this might be revelation knowledge, we sin. We do sinful things. And they're just as sinful as anybody else is, and they do that. That's what they did. That's it. Washington Post, I just solved the problem for you. I answered the $50,000 question. Where's my check? There you go. These people are ridiculous.
And so what were you thinking in that moment?
You don't plan to
clap them cheeks.
To develop feelings. You don't plan to fall in love. You don't plan.
Did that Negro say he fell in love? Can you imagine being his wife, watching and listening to your ex-husband, estranged husband, I'm sorry, your estranged husband say that he fell in love with his boss? Evil. Stop being so evil.
To have some relationship in the workplace that you don't set out to do that, and those things develop organically. They develop over time. And the minute we had that sobering moment, we discontinued it.
That's a lie. That is a whole bold-faced lie. Y'all was still, man.
January 8th, a motion is brought that reveals that there's been this relationship. At that time, the relationship was over, correct? The romantic aspect of the relationship. Yes, ma'am. What was going through your mind on that day?
I think that was an edit. I believe in my soul they edited that to say, yes, ma'am, right there. Because he has not been answering many questions straightforward with a simple yes or no. Then all of a sudden, out of the blue, here, he gives a very straightforward answer. I don't believe that's true. I believe they edited that. And I could be wrong. My name is Jason. I'm a pre-K law student. I know absolutely nothing. However, I can see mendacity. I can smell the odor of mendacity off of this video of Nathan and Linsey Davis. And I'm sorry, I would need to see the raw video to believe that they didn't edit that in there and that he didn't say something more than yes or no or whatever.
When it suddenly becomes, I know you've said before it wasn't a secret, but now it does become public.
Wait, it wasn't a secret. I thought you just said that see, now you're lying and you can't keep your lie going. That's why I said, man, whoever conceals his transgressions will not prosper, but he who confesses and forsakes them will obtain mercy. Nathan, stop lying, guy. Now, because remember, he said he kept the relationship, or just a moment ago, he said he kept the relationship away from people in the office. So what do you mean it wasn't a secret?
Is the relevance here? How does this in any way affect the prosecution of those charged in the election interference case?
So for 25 days, we didn't hear from you or District Attorney Willis. Why not come forward? At that point, you're a public servant, right? Getting paid from the state of Georgia. Why not say, okay, we'll make a statement, we'll get on top of this, we'll get ahead of this?
Let me say this. My conversation here with you today is just that. It's Nathan's conversation. I do not speak for the district attorney's office. I do not speak for their position. As a matter of fact, I'm certain that they would rather me not be having this exchange with you.
So you said you didn't want to violate the public's trust. I'm curious, do you think that you've done any kind of damage to this case?
None at all. None at all.
Even the public perception of it?
My private life
That's how you know that not only will sin make you do the worst and most egregious things, sin also makes you stupid. I'm going to back this up again. Jason, did you just call Nathan Wade stupid? I did. DearWokesy@gmail.com. I did say he's stupid. I did. This man literally said he has not, anything that he's done has not in any way, shape, or form shaded or colored or flavored the case that they were pursuing. This is the same thing that Fonnie said when she said that her reputation didn't need to be reevaluated or reimagined. So not only are they lying, they've lied to themselves to the point now that they believe the lie. Okay, let's keep it going.
I'm curious, do you think that you've done any kind of damage to this case?
None at all. None at all.
Even the public perception of it?
My private life became the focal point of the case. And my private life has nothing to do with the merits of that.
Your private life is what's going to cause this case to go down the drain. And we're going to look at that in a few moments too. So stick around. Nate, your private life, which again, could have been private, could have remained private. Fonnie did not have to hire you. And y'all could still be doing what y'all probably still doing now. And nobody would even care. She hired you. I mean, there's so many levels and layers to this. But even more than that, Nathan, if you had just stuck with your wife, we wouldn't know your name. We wouldn't even know your name. That's how serious. It wouldn't have mattered. Nobody would have known your name because nobody knew Abate's name until this. Nobody even knew Ashley Merchant's name until this, truth be told, or Boots or Grandpa, 2 Chainz. All these people are because of y'all. The only reason we even know you is because of this. So because of your inability to stay faithful to your marriage, Nathan, this is what happens. But again, I left it down at the bottom. If you just confess your sin and turn away from it, you obtain mercy. And not just mercy from us, but mercy from God. Let us continue. Let us go.
Prosecution.
Donald Trump now is trying to get the judge's decision overruled. We'll find out in a week or so if Fonnie Willis gets to stay on the case. Do you feel, as we sit here today, that this case is in jeopardy?
Because that issue is before the Court of Appeals currently, my goal is to protect the integrity of the process. I don't want to say anything that's going to jeopardize that, but you know, Nathan Wade does not feel that the case is in any way in jeopardy.
But Nathan Wade, you also didn't feel that there was anything wrong with you sleeping with somebody, with another woman, and you're married. Nathan Wade, you didn't have any problem with collecting some pretty serious checks, doing very little work. Nathan Wade, I mean, come on, we could go down the list, sir. Your a judgment, dare we say, is suspect or mediocre at best. Let's just tell the truth. Shame the devil, Nate. Let's just do that.
You didn't realize when you took the case, your life was really going to be under a microscope.
I did not realize that my life would be in danger. The microscope, I don't have a problem with.
You're just like the rest of
Your life
us
is not
on
in
the
danger,
outside
Negro.
looking in.
Your life is not in danger. People, okay, I know I keep stopping. Y'all, please hit the like button if you don't like me stopping so much, and I'll make sure I stop doing it. And if you do like me hitting the stopping so much, please do that as well. Fonnie Willis loves, and Nathan Wade we now know this as well, love to feign some kind of the world is against it. They want to paint, even when they're not in their smock and have their paintbrush in hand, they like to try to paint the ones that they are prosecuting as being the most vilest, evilest people possible. Fonnie says it all the time about being safe. I had to move, this, that, and the third. Now granted, we know she's talking about former President Trump, but it could be somebody with the YSL case. It could be some of the hundreds of people that you have in the Fulton County jail. It could be their relatives, knowing that their relative is in jail and they still haven't been indicted, Fonnie. Maybe that's it. Or maybe you're just lying. Maybe just outright lying. Because there is that option as well. Now we know Nate does the same thing. Nate just lies. Oh, my life was in danger. Boy, go somewhere and sit down. Go somewhere and sit your whole self down. Sit down in a marriage counselor with your wife and figure out what you need to do about your life. Sit down with a pastor and repent. Talk to him and have him walk you through the order of salvation so that you can understand what thou must do to be saved, Nathan. How about that? Okay.
I'm curious if you think that Donald Trump will be convicted.
I believe and stand behind every bit of the work that was done while I was the special prosecutor on the case. And I believe that, there's going to be that day of reckoning where a Fulton County jury there in Fulton County, Georgia, would have to make that decision.
What do you think is the greatest misconception about you?
That you are a decent person. Notice also, if you notice what he said right there about former President Trump, he said that he's going to go before a jury of Fulton County. Notice also, it's almost like he's reading his resignation letter. I know that sounds weird, and I should have had it ready. But in his resignation letter, he says that. He says that I'm looking forward to Fulton County jurors deciding this case. And I'm just wondering, it just seemed interesting that he's using terminology. This seems very disingenuous. This is not a coffee talk, but rather a political propaganda, well-prepared, well-curated. I guarantee you it probably took 4 hours to shoot. Let's go. Finish up, Jason.
Issue surrounding my divorce. It's a difficult thing to watch and to hear, watch and listen to your life play out before the American public inaccurately.
Ultimately, as we sit here today, do you feel you've done anything wrong?
Oh, wow. I don't feel as though I've done anything wrong. I feel like I have been, I guess, in my silence, I've been treated a bit unfairly, a bit harshly.
What's next for you?
Okay, I got to stop because he's going to say something else bombastic. He just literally said, I haven't done anything wrong. I honestly don't. I'm going to let him just, you know what? I honestly don't know what to say. Like when I said earlier, I know some people disagreed with me when I said that Nathan Wade's heart is callous and unfeeling. If you could honestly say, and he's giving you example upon example of the fact that he's totally callous, he's totally given over to a hardness of heart, that he doesn't even see anything that he's done as wrong. Like, by what standard are you making that claim? So are you saying that, well, I mean, he tried to besmirch everybody, say, office-place relationships are like apple pie, or American is apple pie. Negroes, go somewhere and sit down. Go somewhere, sit down. Sit down. But listen to what he said again. I'm sorry.
Feel like I have been, I guess, in my silence, I've been treated a bit unfairly, a bit harshly.
What's next for you?
Wow.
Delusion.
The sky's the limit. I love the dynamics of the courtroom, but I'm also a people person. I enjoy people. And right now, I think it is just incumbent upon me to unplug, get away from all of it until I can clear my mind and make some rational decisions about next steps.
Our thanks to Nathan Wade for the conversation. Some defendants in the case have taken pleas. Others, including Donald Trump, have entered pleas of not guilty.
I have no idea how Nathan Wade is that callous in his heart. He said the sky's the limit. Again, I believe ABC News did some editing to that. I would love to know exactly what the raw video looked like or what he said in the raw video, because I don't think he said exactly that, but it is what it is. That is crazy. That thing is craziness, man. Oh my gosh, man. And to know that this guy is still saying he did nothing wrong. That's the part that just took I was like, you got to be kidding me. Like, wait, nothing? So nothing. So the whole disqualification was a great big old nothing burger, according to Nathan Wade. Nothing needed to happen there. Nothing came of it. Okay. I mean, nothing was, they're making much to do about nothing. Wow. Woo. All right. I'm so glad to see so many good people stop by. I see Costa Chameleon's in the building. Good to see you. I apologize if I'm just running through, hollering at you real quick, because obviously no one's going to hire him as a lawyer, judge, or even a dog catcher. I agree. Queen Fab's here. There needs to be a deep dive into their background. Neither one of them came to be this these moral-less souls without some kind of trauma. Okay, I don't know that emphatically, but I can see what you're saying. I can rock with you. What's going on, Shari? I see you there. He's slimy, Shari says. All right. What an egotistical clown. His life is in danger? My booty. And that's OLC, Old Chica Knock. I see you there, Chica Knock. Old Chica Knock. I got you. I'm working on it. There we go. What's up, Shara? Good to see you. Angel Wings, always good to see you. Thank you so much for dropping that link down in the chat. Thank you so much. And Lauren, how are you there? Good to see you. All right. I'm trying to see if I missed anybody that's popped through, came through and said, what's up to your boy, dear woke C? I did speak to you earlier, right, Tawanda? I want to make sure I did. And yeah, I mean, in danger. He's a trip. This guy's not in no danger. Nobody's studying him like that. Jesus Christ is Lord. Regardless of his marriage, he was still fornicating, and that's a sin against God. No question. But I was only arguing that, the issue, like if Nathan Wade was a single man, if Fonnie Willis was a single woman, that would still have brought some level of issue to the mix. But I hate to say it, most people probably would have been like, whatever. But when they realized that the man was married and then she hired him, therein is the problem. So no, it's all of it is a problem. There's lots and lots of problems. But I was just saying, from a worldly standpoint, again, he brought this on himself. Oh, I did see Love America. Good. Thank you so much, Love America. His private life is a disgrace. He even cut off his kids because of his sexual sin. There you go. All right. I appreciate it. Looks like I caught up. At least I said what's up to everybody. So I appreciate y'all so much. Thank you. 36 of y'all are finding value in this and have liked the video. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. I got almost 65 people watching. That's what's up. Appreciate y'all stopping through, hollering at your boy early in the morning. I do appreciate it. Now, Before I go too far afield, I do want to thank everybody. First of all, this is the best live chat. So if you're new to this channel, my name is Jason, Dear Woke Christian, and I do social and political commentary from a Christian male perspective. And I happen to be blessed to have the best live chat on the planet. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. Glad to have you. Hit the like button as you walk on in. But guess what? You're a part of the best live chat on the block. And I mean that. I know there's some other people out there. I've heard them start saying that they have a great live chat. That's fine. They can have a great live chat, but their greatness is still under this live chat because this is the best live chat in the whole entire Milky Way. I'm telling you, man, this live chat is intergalactic, okay? So you're a part of the best live chat. Catch me outside if you got to fight with that. So I want to thank you all so much. And I want to thank also my moderators. You all rock. So thank you so much for getting these links up and keeping everybody moving in the right direction. And I also want to say this. The other day, recently, I had a conversation in my studio, Podium Studios, with a young man that disagreed with me about the college students protesting at colleges and universities. If you don't know, I'm a Morehouse graduate here in Atlanta, Georgia, proud member of the class of 1999. And this next weekend, which will be May 19th at commencement, which would be my 25th reunion year, we're having President Joe Biden come to do commencement. I vehemently disagree with having Joe Biden speak at graduation. Well, I spoke with a young man who also disagrees with Joe Biden speaking at graduation. But his reasons and rationale were totally, dare I say, even night and day from mine. And we had a rather spirited conversation on the other day. It was respectful. This was on Monday. It was respectful. It was, it was Tuesday. But there was a lot of things shared in there. And I just want to give hats off, take my literal hat off to the moderators as well as the live chat, because I went back and read the comments, and a lot of you all were not having any bit of what Mark was saying. And I agree with you. I was actually taken a little back by his position. I didn't even know, I did not expect his position to be what his position was. It was pretty wild. I'm not going to even lie. But I just want to say I took the time to go over the live chat. I've talked to several people, some of them that are actually in this chat right now. And we kind of discussed the video, had some people watch the video and such like that. It's still on my channel. And we understood where I feel like I might have messed up on some areas. I tried to keep it on a particular topic that we had agreed to. It did kind of go a little bit off, a little bit cattywampus at times. But nonetheless, it was a good conversation. If you're interested, it's the live stream I just did with Joe Biden. And I think it says protests, no. And it's talking about Morehouse College, why I don't believe that Morehouse College students should protest President Joe Biden at commencement. So it was a good conversation. I'd like you to check it out. But my point in bringing all that up was I do thank the moderators as I went back through and looked at the conversations that were going on, because they were getting a little bit, y'all had a lot to say. Let's say it like that. You had a lot of feelings in this matter. And I appreciate how the conversation stayed really respectful. It didn't get out of hand. I didn't see a lot of bombastic name calling and stuff like that. And I understand that people were passionate about it, which is perfectly fine no matter what. But I just want to say hats off to y'all. Thank you, moderators. Thank you, live chat. Because again, it was a spicy conversation. I did not expect it to go the direction that it went. I was a little taken back. Always vet your interviewees. Always. That was my first time ever having somebody in my studio having a disagreeable conversation on camera. That was the first time ever doing it. And I learned a lot. Thank you so much, Shard. Thank you very much for dropping that in the chat. If you want to check it out, it's right there. Again, hats off to the moderators as well as the live chat, because y'all made it a really good conversation for me as well as Mark. But then lastly, very last thing, I want to shout out to Independent Mail. Independent Mail has been a stalwart supporter of this channel. And if I could get the moderators to drop Independent Mail's link in the chat, I want to give him I want to give him kudos. And if y'all could, if y'all don't mind, just type Independent Mail or Independent Mail in the chat, and I'll explain why. So we have producers at my studio, and neither of them were available. And I said, you know what? I need somebody to run the desk while me and Mark are having this conversation. That way it'll be a good experience, because you don't want a bad experience when it was a spicy conversation like that. So I happened to call Quentin. His name is Quentin, independent male. And I said, Quentin, would you be available to come and run the booth for me while I am having this conversation with Mark? And I came in there promising him lunch and dinners, and I'm buying you coffee. He said, Jason, whoa, whoa, whoa. It'll be my absolute pleasure. And he came through. So I just want to say thank y'all so much for shouting out Independent Male, because he came through. He ran the desk. He had, I do wish I had a camera. I wish I had a camera on the producer's desk and a microphone. That is my next goal with the channel, is to put a camera on my producer's desk and a microphone. Because boy, he has some things he wanted to say. That conversation would still be going on. Trust me. Thank you very much, Shar. Thank you. So I just want to say thank you so much to Quentin. I'm not certain if he's on right now. He might be at work right now, but I just want to say thank him very much, because it was a smooth production. Everything weren't perfect, and Quentin really spearheaded that. So I really want to say thank you to Quentin, Independent Male. Thanks so much for helping out, and thank you, Shar, for dropping in. Go by his channel, see what he's doing. He's doing a lot of stuff as it relates to Tiffany Henyard. He's been talking a lot about P. Diddy, as well as other cultural things of that nature. Just tell him Dear World Christian sent you. It was great. Yes, he did an amazing job. Top tier. Yeah, he did a great job. I'm very, very glad that he was able to come through, because it helped out a lot. Okay, I'm sorry. Old chick in OC. Oh my gosh, that's how you say it? Old chick in OC. I like it. Okay. I really thought this was, you saw your boy over here trying to be phonetic up in here. I was getting real second grade phonics up in this joint. Like, oh yeah. You had me going in circles. OC, you had me going in circles, but I'm back. So yeah, thank y'all so much for that. Now, let's talk about this little change up, the little switch up that the state of Georgia issued on yesterday. This Georgia Court of Appeals, they rolled out what is called an appeal response. And I thought it was interesting for a couple reasons. And you see it here on the screen. Okay. I thought it was interesting because if you're like me and you're a pre-K law student, you know nothing like me, everything that we've been dealing with, from the P. Diddy case to the disqualification, the motion to this and the hearing for that and the brief, none of them have been brief. They've all been like killing a forest of trees just to print something to say no. It's crazy, right? My goodness, like for the bar complaint, 22 pages. The P. Diddy thing, I think it was like 70. These cases are super long. This is the first thing I've seen dealing with the whole interference case that was literally one page. And most of the page is the emblem of the Georgia State of Appeals. So I was like, yo, this is something that's actually I can put on the screen without having to mess around. As I close out that window. Okay, this is something I can actually fit on the screen. Go figure, right? The Court of Appeals hereby passes the following order. And they give this long Trump versus the state. Upon consideration of the application for interlocutory appeal. By the way, I have no idea what interlocutory means, but it just sounds like a fun word to say. Interlocutory appeal. It is ordered hereby granted. The appellant may file a notice of appeal within 10 days of the order. The clerk of the Superior Court is directed to include a copy of the order in the transmitted to the Court of Appeals. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now going into extra innings. So this is, if you've listened to anybody, and we're going to listen to Megyn Kelly and Phil Holloway talk about this, and a couple other people as well. If you've listened to anybody on this, you know that this is a very big deal. This is not a small deal at all. So we're going to look real quick at my friends at the Georgia Recorder. I kind of like them. I'm really liking the internet-based news sources. So there's one here in Atlanta called the Atlanta News First. I like them. I really do like them. Now, granted, I've seen a lot of their stuff, but I noticed that they'll be at events, but they don't post their actual recording of it. Because if you go watch Fonnie Willis do her briefing outside of Big Bethel Church, I think that was like Monday. If you go watch that, you'll see the Atlanta News First, ANF microphone right there on the stand, but it wasn't on their website. I don't know what happened. But anyway, Georgia Appeals Court to review decision allowing DA Willis to prosecute the Trump case. All right, couple quick jokes. All right, I have seen so many of these dresses now. I don't know what this is. I have no idea what is going on with this dress. I don't know if this is going to be like the little black dress. I don't know. But I've seen this dress so many places now in so many different shades and colors. I've seen a green one, a blue one, a red one, and now back to the pink one. I don't know why. I just want to say that. The Georgia Court of Appeals agreed on Wednesday to hear the request filed by former President Trump and 8 co-defendants seeking the removal of Fulton County District Attorney from the 2020 election interference case. And we're going to listen to it today. I'm telling you, remember I told y'all this thing is not going to see the light of day until 2025? There are people who are saying now 2026. Like, for real, for real. Like, this case is not going to even go to trial until 2026, if it even gets that far. Oh, I know. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said I have no idea what. I should not have said I have no idea what interlocutory meant. I should have said more like, I don't care what it means. I just like saying the word. That's what I should have said, Q. I'm sorry. My coffee had not kicked in yet, and my mouth was going faster than my brain. My brain was going faster than my mouth, something like that. The appeals court ruling means that District Attorney Fonnie Willis will renew a court battle with defense attorneys over whether the Superior Court Judge Scott McAfee erred by rejecting a motion to disqualify Willis from the case after she admitted to a romantic involvement with the special prosecutor she hired. An appellate panel of 3 judges ruled on the defense's motion within the 45-day window the law allows since the appeal was filed on March 29th. Okay, this is another reason why you just know this case is not going to go anywhere, okay? They have 60 days to decide when they're going to actually start the appeal. 60 days. So let's just say for laughs and giggles, that means that's 2 months. So that's all of March, all of May, all of June, like the second week in July. And that's only when they decide when they're going to start the appeal process. There's no way. There's no way. The appeal court's decision further diminishes the chances of Fulton County District Attorneys successfully convening a trial this year to consider racketeering charges against the presumptive 2024 Republican presidential nominee and his allies who are accused of illegally conspiring to overturn the 2020 election in the former President Donald Trump's favor. Trump's attorney, Steve Sadow, shout out to Boots, and other defense lawyers, have argued that McAfee should not have allowed Special Prosecutor Nathan Wade to resign on the March 15th while allowing Willis to remain on the case, alleging her hiring Wade and then taking vacations to Aruba and other places with him amounted to prosecutorial misconduct. I don't disagree. All right. So that's just a summary of it. I think most of us have heard that and we know a lot about it. Way more than we probably want to admit. Let's just tell the truth. So let's go ahead and look at the next part. All right. This is just a summary of it. Is this right? Yes. And of course, it doesn't want to start because reasons. Sadness. But I appreciate all 50 of y'all that have liked the video. Appreciate you dropping that, putting independent mail in the chat, letting them know that we appreciate him. And this is not working, so I'm going to go and play this off and then we're going to run on over to the other one. Hopefully the other one works.
When you have these woke revolutions, it requires all of us at some point to say, no, not going to do this.
All right, before we go too far afield, I want to make sure y'all can hear this. So let me just check real quick, make sure it works.
They have to know what the First Amendment is. They have to have some idea who the people were that died at Shiloh.
All right, I can hear it. It does sound a little low, though, in my ear.
In Fulton County.
All right, Atlanta news first, coming through in the clutch, unlike the other, like Fox did not come through. I appreciate y'all. Y'all a boss. All right. It is quiet. Okay, that's what I thought. Let me see if I can change the volume just a little bit. All right, let me try this real quick.
District Attorney Fonnie Willis's job.
Ooh, that's loud in my ears. Let me just check. Okay, I think it was right. I think I fixed it. Upgrade my internet speed? Ooh, throwing shots. Throwing shots. All right, let's see. All right, I think that's good. I think we got it. All right, just checking. Woo. Yeah, it's loud in my ears again. All right, so I think I got it right. All right, we're going to try again. Let us go. All right. And Shar, stop talking about my internet. What's up with you? What's up with that?
Could be in jeopardy.
The big question here is, should Willis stay on the election interference case against President Trump and his allies? Atlanta News First anchor and attorney Joy Lim-Nakrin joins us with more on this decision. Joy.
Well, Tracy and Allen, the Georgia Court of Appeals has now agreed to hear an appeal from former President Donald Trump over this decision by a Fulton County Superior Court judge to allow Ms. Willis to stay on the case. So ultimately, it will be up to this court to decide if she stays or if she goes. And this all comes after Willis admitted to a romantic relationship with Special Prosecutor Nathan Wade. Judge Scott McAfee, who is presiding over the election interference case in Fulton County, ruled that Willis could stay on the case if Wade was removed. And then soon after, Wade resigned. Now, it's also worth noting that the appeals court has denied a similar appeal from Harrison Floyd, the former head of Black Voices for Trump. Floyd is one of the remaining 14 co-defendants and the only person indicted who actually spent time in jail. Now, if the appeals court does rule against Mr. Trump and upholds the decision made by the lower court judge, Scott McAfee, we can likely expect another appeal by the Trump team because they've vowed to keep on fighting this case, even if it means appealing it up to higher courts. Back to you.
Yeah, they can go to the Georgia State. They can go to the Georgia State Supreme Court. So, I mean, this could go. There's no way this is going to see the light of day in 2024. Barely 2025. I mean, literally, we're gonna look at somebody who's gonna say like they might not even see it in 2026. All right, real quick. That's me.
How about the Georgia Appellate Court taking up the Fani Willis case, suggesting maybe she is going to get DQ'd from this thing after all? Tell us the headlines.
All right, so I'm just going to all right, Megan, Phil Holloway. Shout out to Phil Holloway. Hopefully he and I will be doing something soon. We've talked on the phone. We're going to find an upgrade. Oh, we got to find a time to make it happen. I don't know if this gentleman is next to Phil, though. We're going to find it out together. But let's hear what Phil has to say. Just pay attention to how he breaks this down.
Yeah, so today I got a text message right when the news was breaking, and so I immediately took to X and posted it out there. And it's as I predicted, the Court of Appeals, because this issue of Fani Willis and whether she has a conflict of interest and how she has behaved, quite frankly, in an irresponsible way in bringing this case. Because it's such an important issue, the trial judge took the unusual step of allowing the parties to take his order up on appeal prior to the trial. It's an interlocutory appeal is what we call it. It's unusual, but it can happen. But the Court of Appeals also has to agree to hear it, Megan. It's discretionary. And so they had like 45 days and the clock was ticking. I think it was going to be Monday. Today, they said, yes, we are going to agree to hear the appeal. And so now we move on to the next phase. There's going to have to be briefing by the parties and, of course, oral argument in a couple of months. And it's going to be heard by a panel of 3 judges. And it's going to take, of course, a majority of that. So 2 judges on the panel of 3 are going to have to decide with the defense in order to disqualify Fani Willis. But that's not all. They're asking that the case be dismissed in addition to her being disqualified. What we don't know is who we're going to get on the panel, who are the 3 judges. We just don't know that right now. But if there's 2 judges that at a minimum believe that she should be disqualified, the case is going to be effectively over because there's no other prosecutor in their right mind that would want it. Because, Megan, the odor of mendacity will remain in the case even if another prosecutor gets on it, and it's irreparable. They would have to start over from scratch, and it's just the kind of thing that's too big of an ask for another prosecutor. If they
Phil,
get
when
two
do we
votes,
find out? When do we find out which panel they pulled to hear this appeal?
well, we don't know yet. It's going to have to be assigned to a panel. And of course, these things rotate, right? It's not the same panel, I don't believe, that agreed to hear it. It's going to be a second panel. So we're going to have, at this point, at least 6 judges involved in the decision, the combined decision to take the case and then what to do with it. So we don't yet know how it's going to be assigned, but that's going to be something, obviously, we're going to have to watch very closely.
Does the case keep moving, Phil? Does the case keep moving in the meantime while they take this up on appeal? Does Fani Willis get to go forward at the trial level?
Until now, I'm of the belief that it does not, because once the case goes up on appeal, and up until today, it was not officially on appeal. Now it's officially on appeal. And so I think maybe the argument was that some of the other business of the trial court could continue. I am of the belief that now that the case is officially in the Court of Appeals, that the trial judges divested of jurisdiction to take any action. And I think even if it's unwise, because you don't want to do a whole lot of work preparing the case, gearing it up for trial, if it turns out the prosecutor who's representing the state at these pretrial matters is not supposed to be there. So I think that as a practical
bombshell. That is just a true bombshell, Julian. I don't know how closely you follow this, but Phil and we were on this case from the beginning in a very detailed way. And this is huge. I mean, we talked about the inside straight. Georgia very well could go away. If Fani Willis gets disqualified, it's done. And this one needs to go away for Trump because he can't, on the 2 federal cases, he can pull the prosecutor off of that, but he can't pull them off of New York and Georgia. New York's going to be resolved before November. Then there's Georgia lingering.
Oh, I think this case will go away. I mean, look, I was critical of what Donald Trump did with Rosenberger in Georgia. I don't know that it crossed the line into criminal behavior. I have my concerns about that. I've written about that. The use of the racketeering laws is almost unprecedented in a circumstance like this. And remember, Fani Willis herself was conflicted, just the way Bragg was conflicted and Letitia James were conflicted. She held a fundraiser for one of the opponents of the target of the initial investigation. So she was deeply conflicted, and she's been very...
I don't think people knew that, and I forgot about that. Fani Willis here in Georgia fundraised for the person that was running for lieutenant governor here in Georgia, of course, a Democrat. The Republican that won the lieutenant governorship, Fani Willis, was prosecuting him as part of this RICO, and she was actually disqualified for that because she ran a fundraiser for his opponent a few months before. That's crazy. That's crazy. So I do think that there's definitely some he made a great point, and I think a lot of people have forgotten about that, or maybe they didn't even know about it. It's very possible as well. And I'm sorry, I had my face was on Megan's face. That's crazy.
Clear about her dislike of Donald Trump. These conflicts with these prosecutors are a big deal. And then when it crosses over into what she was accused of, which was basically a kickback scheme in which she hired an unqualified boyfriend, spent over $500,000, sent him over $500,000, He was then kicking that money back to her. She claims she paid it back, but she's got no records. It was all in cash. I mean, sort of all of that stuff is just hard to swallow. So I think not only will on appeal is there likely to be a finding of a conflict of interest, I think she's got to be careful about potential perjury charges here. But this is another case where it's sort of, this has become, I sort of sometimes wish Tom Wolfe were still alive, because this is such great material for sort of a discussion about this charade that a lot of this lawfare has become. I mean, if Donald Trump did something wrong, there should be consequences, clearly. But the way that the left has behaved, bringing these cases, waiting 8 years in the case of the New York case we were just discussing, waiting 4 years in the case of the election interference just before the election, it's outrageous. This is election interference. What's happening is bringing these cases, and I'm not a Donald Trump supporter. I voted for Hillary in 16. I voted for Biden in 20. I didn't vote for Donald Trump at all. But waiting to bring these cases until the eve of election is abuse of authority. And at some point, there needs to be a reckoning here, because this is exactly the kind of thing that Republicans are going to do to Democrats when they get into power. And Democrats will have no one to blame but themselves for not speaking up and for countenancing the abuse of the legal system the way it's being abused in these cases.
Well, so true. Phil, I've been dying to ask you about Nathan Wade's interview on ABC. We ran this soundbite the other day on the show, but your reaction I'd really love. Can we run SOT 18?
So you didn't realize when you took the case, your life was really going to be under a microscope?
I did not realize that my life would be in danger. The microscope, I don't have a problem with. The truth is, if the worst that you could find was the fact that I had a relationship with someone, or that I happen to be going through a divorce, that's okay. That's okay. I have nothing to hide.
That's the worst that you could find. That's how he styles what happened to him, Phil. That's, that they found out I was in a relationship and got a divorce.
Well, look, when you're in a hole, the first thing you have to do is stop digging. And I wonder if the judges on the Court of Appeals were watching this news this week, because that was just a couple of days ago, right? Mm-hmm. And just today we get the news that, of course, the disqualification issue is going to be before the Court of Appeals. His testimony, as I recall it, his and hers, by the way, from the disqualification hearings, was that they were no longer a romantic item before the Trump indictment, which I think was the first week of August of 2023. In that interview, he said that they ended their relationship towards the end of 2023. Well, which one was it? Okay. Were you telling the truth on ABC, or were you telling the truth under oath in court, or maybe neither one? We just don't know, because you can't square what he's saying to ABC with what was said in court. So it's just another example of digging.
Well, Phil, we know he perjured himself. We know he perjured. Nathan Wade, you can come sue me. You lied under oath in your divorce proceedings. Sue me if I'm not saying the right thing. Go ahead, bring it. Sue me if that's not true. You lied. You lied under oath in your divorce proceedings. And I believe you lied in your proceeding with Fani Willis. But now he's trying to forget, oh, I just had a divorce, Phil. That's the worst they could find on me.
Well, that's not the worst they can find on him. The worst they found on him was that he was arguably giving kickbacks after this no-bid contract that his girlfriend gave him to prosecute a case that he had no business being on. That's the worst thing. But on top of all of that, and it's not the fact that they were sleeping together that I or anybody really, I think, has a problem with. It's the fact of the money. It's the fact of the not telling the truth to the court. It's the fact of filing what I believe, in my opinion, to be a false document and affidavit in the court, and what I believe to be false testimony in court. That is turning the justice system on its ear. It's making a mockery of the judicial system. All of these lawfare cases make a mockery of it, and it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing to me as a member of the legal profession. This is not what the court system is supposed to be about. This is not how lawyers are supposed to behave. And it's the kind of thing that makes me feel disgusting. I mean, it's just ugly, and it's the kind of
She didn't ask him any of that. No follow-ups by that ABC reporter. She failed.
I don't know about the reporter failed. I don't think, because again, I really believe that there was a lot more asked, a lot more said than was actually produced or put together in the ABC interview. So I don't think that, was her name, Linsey Davis, failed as much as its production. But again, she might not have asked any questions. She might just let it all slide. I don't know. But hey, why am I still here? Get out of there. All right. But yeah, that was it. Man, that was craziness. Just crazy. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. But yeah, shout out to Phil and Megan Kelly. Check them out. Check out Phil on Inside the Law and let him know that Dear Woke Christian sent you. Tell him to call me back. Text me back when he's ready. Somebody asked about the Supreme Court stepping in. Okay, I don't know this one right here, Love America. I think your question is valid. So I'm not saying that your question is bad. I'm only saying I don't know. Is there a proper steps? Is it overstepping? Does it need to go through all the various and sundries before it gets to the U.S. Supreme Court? Whatever like that. So I don't think that, I'm pretty sure they can't, hence why they haven't. You can't just step in and say, oh, this case is really important. We're going to do this. It's kind of like if there was a case, a giant, like a really big Second Amendment case going on in Oklahoma. I mean, it's serious business and people can see it being, having national ramifications. I still think it has to go through all the proper steps. I think that's why it doesn't, like the Supreme Court wouldn't just step in and say, oh man, there is a very serious Second Amendment case in Oklahoma. We need to swoop in and take that and just deal with it. I don't think they can do that because there's other steps. Because again, they have to rely on and point to what the previous court said. And if there's no previous court because they didn't jumped in and just took over, I don't think that'll work. I don't think so, at least. Let me see what I got. I got one more on Fonnie. I know how much y'all love Fonnie. Can y'all real quick in the chat type Fonnie? Because I know y'all love Fonnie. Y'all support her because she's a strong black woman. Y'all support Fonnie. Y'all just go and drop Fonnie in the chat. Drop Fonnie in the chat. Oh, apparently yesterday I did a video. I did a video on Dalton, on the city of Dalton in Dalton, Illinois. And I wasn't talking loud. I was just talking kind of calm and just wanted to use a calm voice like this. And I wasn't being real bombastic. It was just kind of like this. And somebody said I was whispering, doing ASMR. Like, some of the stuff people come up with, man, to be offended with is amazing. So apparently I was doing ASMR. So, hey there, his servant S. Good to see you. This is some ASMR Thursday. Good to see you, Lori. Lauren, good to see you. Shara is all about it. Absolutely. Tawanda, Phony. There you go. This is Jason's ASMR radio. WDWC radio coming to you live. I have no idea why the person said I was doing ASMR. I thought that was the craziest thing I've heard. All right. So real quick, let's look at Fonnie again when she did her press conference at the at Big Bethel most recently. And the reason I want to bring this up is because when I say that Fonnie Willis is lawless, and some people got offended when I said it, I called her lawless. Like she's a lawless woman. She does not see herself as being constrained by rules and regulations or the law. Like she just does whatever the devil she wants to do. I want you to go back and watch this. So let's just do this real quick.
Will you appear before a Georgia Senate committee without a subpoena?
Well, first of all, I don't even think they have the authority to subpoena me, but they need to learn the law.
So will you appear, yes or no?
I will not appear to anything that is unlawful. And I have not broken the law in any way. I said it, I'll say it amongst these leaders. I'm sorry folks get pissed off that everybody gets treated evenly.
All right.
And the reason I want to bring that up again is because Fonnie Willis, and she says this a lot too, you need to learn the law. As if, I'm not trying to say that just because you're an elected official, you know everything that is to be. But she assumes that Cousert and them don't know the law. And she's said this multiple times in other instances as well, that they don't know what they're doing. They don't know the law and so on and so forth, and assume that they're less intelligent than being able to know their job and duties and responsibilities, which seems to be a little bit interesting, little pot calling the kettle black, because, Fonnie Willis, the jury's out on whether or not you know what you're supposed to be doing. So, but it is funny. I just thought that the way she says this is just unheard of. Oh, and there's Atlanta News First. There you are. Like, there you go.
I think she answered that very well.
2 days later.
Some breaking news. A Georgia appeals court has now agreed to take up the Trump team's appeal of the Fonnie Willis disqualification ruling. Now, lower court had already ruled that Willis can remain on that case. So what happens there now?
So the Trump team wants to appeal the decision. They would like Fonnie Willis kicked off the case entirely. The judge has ruled that Fonnie Willis could stay as long as her former paramour, Nathan Wade, was removed from the case to avoid even the appearance of any kind of a conflict. So he's off the case. Fonnie Willis is on. The appellate court has agreed to take up the matter. They haven't, agreed to any decision, but they've at least agreed to take it up, which is yet one more delay for a case that still does not have a date to start trial.
So, Con, what does this do, these delays do, given we're 6 months away from the election now?
I think, Diane, that's a great question. And ultimately what it does is it guarantees that the only case that's going to trial out of these 3 criminal cases, the documents case, the Fonnie Willis case, January 6th case, is ultimately the case that's now before the judge and jury in New York State.
Emotional damage. You want some therapy?
Yeah, Fonnie said, like, hey, look. Oh, y'all. Oh, no. Okay. We're calling it audible. Oh, no. Dear World Christians calling an audible. I did not plan to do this. Y'all, my alma mater is out here protesting, and we got it. I'm going to talk about it. Okay, real quick, before we go too far ahead, Fonnie Willis thought that she was, big and bad, at Big Bethel, and now lo and behold, she done lost her vantage point, and she gonna probably get called in the appeals court. Let me say it like this: Fonnie Willis is gonna be in somebody's witness box, testifying to something, whether it be to Jim Jordan up in D.C., whether it be Calcert here in Atlanta, somewhere in this somewhere or another, she's gonna be involved in that. She's not gonna get away. There's no way she's gonna get away from it. Wow. Can y'all do me a favor as I get this ready? Real quick, just type house in the chat. Just house. Just house. House. You could put the house if you know, then you know. But just type house while I'm getting this ready. I cannot believe this. I am undone. I'm so undone right now. And this one never worked anyway. So Fox, you're out of here. Oh, I am just undone. I am so undone. Yeah, this is going to be a holdover rant from my conversation the other day with Mark about students protesting Joe Biden coming to Morehouse. Just type house in the chat.
This is the reason why I've canceled my doorbell camera subscription.
He canceled his doorbell.
This brand new subscription.
Well, turning now to student protests.
All right, just want to make sure y'all can hear that. I'm about to rant. Oh, y'all, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, y'all. I haven't even watched this. I just saw it when I closed out a window. It popped up. I said, what in the world, Earl of Pearl? All right, I got some stuff to say about this. This is so ignorant. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. You're not familiar. All right. I live here in Atlanta, Georgia. This is my alma mater. It looks like Spelmanites and probably Clark Atlanta students, as well as Morehouse students, are out protesting for what's going on in the Middle East. And as I said before, I disagree with that because I don't believe that I believe it's a it's a foolish mission. What I do accept and I do allow is go ahead and protest before commencement. Commencement starts on reunion weekend starts Monday, all the way, actually probably starts Sunday. So let's just say Monday, all the way through the week. You can protest all the way up to Sunday when graduation actually begins. And then at that point, in my argument, it has to stop, because that is not just for me. It is not just for my brothers, but it's for all of us to celebrate the accomplishment of, by God's grace, completing college, getting through college, and becoming Morehouse men. I am extremely dogmatic about this. You can catch me outside. It's currently raining outside. We could fight in the rain if you want to, but I'm going to stand on that protest during graduation is off limits. Now, I'm going to expand that out. Protest for the Middle East is ignorant. I'm going to say that again because I don't think everybody heard me. Protesting for the Middle East is ignorant. Here we go. Middle East protest in the West End, Atlanta is ignorant. Okay? I'm going to say that again, because I don't think I got enough hate mail yet. Middle East protest in the West End is ignorant. Why do you say that, Jason? Because the West End is the ghetto. It's the hood. Okay? There is so much that needs to be done in the West End, in the area where Morehouse, Spelman, Clark, Atlanta are located, for you to be looking. And again, I know that my argumentation when I had Mark in my studio was about abortion. That was really where I was hanging my hat on, was abortion. I don't even have to argue that. We can literally just say, look at the West End. Look at where Morehouse, Spelman, Clark, Atlanta, Morris Brown are located, and tell me that you need to be worrying about stuff that's 9 time zones away. I know people don't like when I say 9 time zones away, but now I'm going to say 9 time zones away. This is so dumb. It's making me angry. Because these young men and women have bought a lie, and they are buying into conflict theory, and they're buying into us versus them. We got to be rallied up, got to be all about something rather than doing. There's so much. Literally, you know what? Petty Jason might actually go, because I know exactly where they're standing. I might actually go do a tour from where they're standing, and we're going to see how many crack addicts we find, how many burned out buildings and houses we find. We literally you're not going to go a mile from where these people are standing right now, worrying about, and these are black faces, these are brown faces, these are white people too, down there that are suffering, but you're worrying about this. Let's go.
For the war in the Middle East between Israel and Hamas. Right now, Morehouse College is the scene of a demonstration by students who are upset that President Joe Biden.
That's crazy. That is so crazy. I know exactly where they're standing. Petty Jason is probably going to do that. I might just go be petty. If I go to graduation, if I go to reunion picnic, if I go to class pictures, I might just go and just take a picture from there and just like scan it and just walk and see how long it takes me to meet a crack addict, or walk and see how long it's going to take me to find somebody, a burned out building or something.
Is planning to deliver the commencement address there later on this month. Atlanta News First reporter Rebecca Stram is live at Morehouse. Rebecca, so far no clashes with police like we've seen on other campuses, including at Emory University.
That's right. Very calm, and things actually are wrapping up now with this protest. You know, we thought that campus police might have a problem with some of the amplified sound that they've been using in the form of music, in the form of megaphones and bullhorns, that sort of thing. But we are right here on the edge of campus, so there's not really a problem with the school rules, and police don't have a problem with it very much. Well, as you can see, most of the demonstrators here are not from the all-male Morehouse College, but rather from neighboring college campuses.
Hands off Rafa! Hands off Rafa!
What if you were in blank? What if those were your kids? If the West was pretending that you didn't exist. This is so telling. This right here is so telling. ma'am, you are at the school doing the exact same thing. What is this? Why do I have a little speech bubble on here? Let me get this off here. Yeah, okay. All right, this sentence right here. What if you were in Atlanta? What if it were your kids? What if Morehouse, Spelman, Clark Atlanta, Morris Brown were pretending that you didn't exist? You would want us to stand up. Like literally where she's standing, 2 blocks to the west, 2 blocks to the east, are people that would love this energy to be applied to them. I don't understand this. I don't understand what they've done to these young men and women's minds. This dude's still got a mask on, and he's outside, for crying out loud. Man, they done messed these kids up.
Several students from the Atlanta University Center.
Oh, I know her.
Made up of the historically black colleges of Morehouse, Spelman, and Clark Atlanta, gathered alongside supporters to protest the war in Gaza. Spelman and Clark Atlanta gathered.
Protesting on your phone is nasty work. Protesting while you're on your phone is nasty work. That's all I got to say.
Alongside supporters to protest the war in Gaza and President Biden's upcoming commencement speech at Morehouse.
While I understand why some older alumni might be excited at the amount of opportunity and press that this would bring to the institution, the general feeling on the ground is that we don't want to do that.
No. Number one, you outside with a mask on, my guy. Even if bruh, are we still doing this in 24? Are we still doing this? Yes, I'm petty. My name's Jason, dearwokec@gmail.com. You can come fight me in the front yard. It's raining. Sir, I'm sorry. You wearing, I think that's probably right, Costa Camille. You're wearing a mask to hide the fact that you're embarrassed. Not virus. That you're embarrassed about the fact that you're sitting there saying dumb stuff. I, as an older alumni, this is my 25th reunion year, I don't want Biden to come. I don't want him to come. I believe that he is the wrong person to come. But the reasons that y'all are doing it are completely foolish. This is silliness, children. Y'all come get your children. We got toddlers on aisle 4. Please come get your children off Westview Drive, please. Come on, come get your babies. Get your children.
The ground is that we don't want to do that. It's very obvious that we are being used to score political points and try to get more black votes.
This Morehouse.
Oh my gosh. Please tell me this boy did not just, y'all come get this junior high student. Y'all come get this boy. Are you honestly trying to tell me that the Democratic Party is using black people to get black votes? I'm going to back that up again because y'all didn't hear what he said. Y'all didn't hear what that boy said. And somebody come get your toddler off the cereal aisle, please.
That we are being used to score political points and try to get more black votes.
This Morehouse student named Malik, who declined to give his last name, says he learned it.
I got to back that up because that was just stupid. I'm sorry, Malik. Malik, my name is Jason, class of 1999. That was stupid. They've been playing you for decades, my dude. They've been playing you longer than you've been alive. I'm just saying.
It's very obvious that we are being used to score political points and try to get more black votes.
This Morehouse student.
So what were you being when Obama came? What were you then? When Hillary went to Spelman, what were you then? Were you not political points then? Were you not political pawns then? Sir, your vote has been utilized on the Democrat stock exchange forever. You just mad.
Named Malik, who declined to give his last name, says he learned in meetings with the school's leaders that they extended the commencement invitation to President Biden before the October 7th attacks in Israel that led to the war.
And then it's irrelevant. Look, the bad thing is, watch this. See this building right here? There are buildings in the West End that look like this. There are buildings in the West End within a mile of Morehouse that look like this right now. But y'all are worried about, come on, man. Come on, man. Come on.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Why are you not concerned about this? And again, I'm hanging my hat on the deletion of babies. I'm even trying to be gracious to you and allow you another opportunity to bite at the apple and just say, look, there are poor people in your community. There are poor people right there in Morehouse, in Spelman's shadow that need y'all. And y'all busy worrying me about this dumb stuff. See, that's why we'll never get forward. It ain't got nothing to do with the Middle East, nothing.
To the war.
And then it wasn't accepted until a week after Trump came to the West End and was giving out free milkshakes. It is so obvious that it's just about the presidential campaign, and under normal circumstances, Joseph R.
Y'all, real quick, did Trump come to the West End? Trump did not come to the Atlanta University Center. Trump was in Hapeville. And see, this is what I'm saying. Like, y'all have heard this. And you heard it when I did the video where the Morehouse men were actually having a conversation with President Thomas. And they said that too. Like, there's misinformation that they're just buying and just recirculating. Trump didn't come to the Atlanta University Center. I mean, I would like for him to have tried. I think that would have been dope. But he didn't come to the Atlanta University Center. He was in Hapeville, which is considerably far away. Now, there was a group that was from the Atlanta University Center that was there at Hapeville, but he did not come to the West End.
Biden would not be on our campus.
Free Palestine! Free!
Students say for that and other reasons, they'll protest with nonviolent action, much like their predecessors did on this campus decades ago during the civil rights movement.
Even if we cannot stop Biden to coming to our campus, that we are not satisfied with it, and we will not accept war criminals or architects of mass incarceration on our campus.
Now, he says he is not aware of anyone planning to protest during President Biden's speech May 19th, but he says if people were to do so, he'd support them as long as it's peaceful. Live at Morehouse College, Rebecca Schramm, Atlanta News First.
Christians, did you know there's...
I'm going to say this again. That is the high watermark of outright, utter selfishness. That's why I said somebody needs to come get their child off of aisle 13. That's just selfish. I'm sorry, there's no other way around
the biblical
it.
solution to getting rid of toenail fungus?
What? Toenail fungus? I don't got toenail fungus. That's crazy. That's crazy.
It's been hiding in plain sight all this time.
There we go. Now that's craziness. No, for you to, yeah, he was at the Dwarf House. He was not in the Atlanta University Center. He wasn't. He was down in Hapeville, across from the Porsche Museum, the Porsche headquarters down there in Hapeville. But again, this is that false information. And no, it is a selfish act to, protest your pet project during commencement. That's it. That's all I'm gonna say. There's no other way around it. Now, if y'all want to stand out there now and do that, go and do your thing. Go and make yourself do whatever, man. It is what it is. Graduation is off limits. And if you're met with unfavorable consequences, because even when I was talking to Mark the other day and he was saying like, no, we got to bring disruption, you got to bring attention, blah, blah, blah. But like, there's no end goal. There's no goal. Like, what does it matter for me to for example, I'm protesting some pet project and my pet project bothers Lauren. So Lauren is on her way to work, doing her thing, taking care of her family, trying to, be the best employee to honor God with her work. And she can't get to work because I've blocked up the highway with my pet project of no more that Gerbil Lives Matter. Okay. I got my Gerbil Lives Matter crew and we're blocking up the highway and Lauren cannot get to work. Explain to me in plain language, like I'm a kindergartner, how that is going to cause Lauren to side with my argument. Oh, I'm sorry. Middle Eastern Gerbil Lives Matter, okay? Free Middle Eastern gerbils, okay? How does that make Lauren or Kenya, how does either of them being blocked from going to work, not being able to make it to work, now they're potentially suffering consequences. Maybe they had a big interview, they had a great meeting plan, maybe they're surgeons, maybe they had a surgery that they're doing. They're not able to get to work because I have blocked up the highway with my free Middle Eastern gerbil protest. How does that, one, free the Middle Eastern gerbils And two, how does me salting the grits of Kenya and Lauren and all the other people that now cannot get past because we done blocked up the highway doing dumb stuff, how does that make them, what does that do for them? What does that do for them? And then for me to say, oh, you're just being selfish. Please help me understand that, because I don't. I just have not come to the place of knowledge and understanding to understand how me blocking up the highway so that people can't get to work is a righteous and noble act. I just don't understand it. I'm going to pull this back up because I want to look at this one more time. You know, Petty Jason also is thinking about just pulling up Google Maps, and we could just do like a drive around Atlanta University Center with Google Maps and just look at some of the burned out buildings and just, you know what, Petty Jason prevails. I mean, again, like there is so much that these people could be doing with their time, energy, and focus, putting their efforts into something that would actually benefit and actually cause, dare I say, somebody's life to be made better, but they're doing stuff that doesn't matter at all. It's just a fool's errand, and it's a waste of time and energy. And I'm wondering if that's part of the finesse is to get them to waste time and not do things that they really could be working on that could actually make people's lives better. All right. Because this is just, it's ignorant. And I'm sorry. There's no way you're going to make me understand it. I haven't seen anybody right now that can explain to me how. Yeah, that might be a good excuse. They don't want to go to class. That's it. I'm out protesting because I don't want to go to class. I mean, I don't know another one. I don't know. That might be the only best one. Right, here we go. Someone couldn't get their heart transplant when protesters shut down the Golden Gate Bridge. That is so heartbreaking. I'm not trying to be funny either. That's sad. But see, that's the thing. Like, what's the purpose? What's the end goal of me blocking up the highway or protesting here? Like, what is the purpose of you protesting at Morehouse in order? I see what you did there, Republic Room. Is bullying type leftist energy tactic. I agree. That's why I'm glad that the school did not renege or take back their offer to Joe Biden. Though I don't think Joe Biden should have been offered in the first place. And again, I have my reasons and rationale for it, but because he's there, he's there. It is what it is. But I don't think acquiescing to children like that and giving in to their demands, because again, these people, y'all don't have a pot nor window. And see, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Petty Jason is in the building. Petty Jason's here. Petty Jason is pulled up. Can you hear me there? Yeah. All right, so here is the Atlanta University Center. Dear old Morehouse, my alma mater. This is where they were standing, right there. Right here in the middle. If you can see that's where they were standing. So walk up, and this is Westview Drive, and this is the infamous King's Chapel. That's where MLK statue is. There's MLK statue right there. See it? All right, pointing. All right. And so we're just going to do a tour. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jason. I'm just here to cause trouble today. All right, so these people, those children were standing right here at the Walter Massey Leadership Center. That's where they were standing outside protesting, okay? This is Morehouse School of, this is Spelman. They're building a new parking deck and situation right there. All right, right here is the Morehouse School of Medicine, okay? Now, y'all see all this when I was a student, all this right here were these really rundown apartments, lots of rundown apartments. Morehouse has bought all of this land. They've gotten rid of all those apartments, all those janky apartments. All right, literally right here at the corner of Lee Street and Park Street. This is the exit ramp that people take to get off of I-20 to go to Morehouse. This building right here, the Park Street Music Arts Complex is an old church. It's an old dilapidated church. There are countless homeless people standing right here at this intersection, selling water, begging for food, and such like that. So how far away is that, Jason? We're talking about a whole 2 blocks. So here's the school, here's the Massey Center. They would come 1 block, 2 blocks, and there's all these homeless people right here, that they could be reaching out to, that they could be concerned about, that they could be out, free these people, do this for these people, whatever. But they're not. They're worrying about freeing people in a whole nother, 9 other time zones. Yes, I'm petty today because it's making me sick and tired of seeing this dumb stuff. Okay, it's just stupid. All right, but watch this. Have any of y'all ever saw the movie School Days? This is that infamous Popeye's chicken that Spike Lee, Samuel L. Jackson, I think Kadeem Hardison, all of them were in. This is that infamous Popeyes. That Popeyes has been there since before I came to Morehouse, okay? And it was sketchy then. And guess what? It is still sketchy today. But guess what's outside of there? All kinds of homeless people, all kinds of people that need help, all kinds of people that need a handout, a leg up, whatever. And guess what? Most of them, dare I say the vast majority of them, are Black men, Black women. But again, now how far away is this? Don't make me actually measure it. Okay, so look, you can still see it. So here's the Popeyes, and that's where those children were outside protesting, right there. So we still have not gone a whole mile. I dare say we've probably even gone maybe half a mile. And there is a lot more to be seen. Because we could just go from the Massey Center across down the street here. Now, this is Joseph Lowry, and there are all kinds of burned out buildings. There's all kinds of stuff that needs, now it's a little bit further than a mile, but you get my point. There's all of this going on that they could be doing right there in their own city, in their own little fiefdom, but they don't care about that. They don't care about it. They're just doing something because it's cool. They're doing something because they were told that, oh, you got to go out here and protest. For what? So real quick, and yeah, I'm just here to pick fights today. My name is Jason, dearwokec@gmail.com. Please make sure you email management any complaints, any kind of pushback, whatever like that. If you want to revoke my black card, because I'm not going to buy into your foolishness, kick rocks. Okay? So on May 19th, I'm going to just walk y'all through it for a second. On May 19th, probably about 300, 400 men are going to rally. They're going to meet in King's Chapel, and they're going to situate themselves by name. And at 7:30, and this is early in the morning. You got to be there early. So we're talking like 5 o'clock. I think I was there at 5:15, 5:30. I was there early. I was early o'clock. So you line up and they start traipsing out of the building, and they turn left on Westview Drive. And then they turn right here on Brown Street. And if you watched my video earlier, here are those infamous gates that they close. So those gates are open. I'm sorry, the gates are open. And all up and down Brown Street, are all the different classes. So the most recent class will be the class of 2023, then 2022, and then they do 5-year reunion year, 10-year, 15, all the way till you get all the way up here to, 50s and all. They're lined up the street. Brown Street is lined up all the way till you get to, somebody's maybe, 50-year, 55-year, 60-year reunion. Crazy, right? I mean, it is bananas to watch and see these men lined up, all these alumni. You line up. Oh, by the way, this is where my dorm was when I was in college. This is Roberts Hall. That's where I met Roy and Eric and anybody else you hear me talk about. All right, so they line up here. You're right down the middle. The class of 2024 marches in. They'll march up these stairs, and this is the infamous Graves Hall right here. This is the marquee building that you see all the time in pretty much all of our advertisements and such of that nature, Graves Hall. And we'll march right down the middle here. And this will be lined up with chairs and parents, grandparents, uncles, siblings, children, wives, the whole nine. And we march right down here, right down this stair, right down to about right here. And they'll have chairs. And this is where, and this will be the stage will be set right here. So this is the infamous, again, if you watch School Days, when Lawrence Fishburne came out and rang the bell and said, wake up. All right, that bell is right. Oh, you can't see it. That bell that Lawrence Fishburne rang at the end of School Days, he's yelling, wake up, is literally right here. It's right here. But this is between, oh, and by the way, this is Clark Atlanta. Let's zoom out a little bit. All right, so this is Clark Atlanta University over here, and then this is Morehouse over here. So literally we share this plot of real estate. So there are many a graduation that this stage will be used by Morehouse as well as Clark on Monday. Clark's graduation is usually on Monday. So anyway, this is where the stage will be set up. So there'll be 300, I don't know how many are in the class of 24. Let's just say 300 or 400 men situated right here for graduation. And that is it. Now, as that line of men comes marching through, remember they came through this gate at Brown Street. Well, that gate gets closed after the last man walks through because no other man is going to be able to come in until this class leaves. And this class will be the first ones out as now graduated and inaugurated Morehouse men. And so that's graduation. That's why I am so passionate about not dishonoring. And again, yeah, I'm going to say it. Catch me outside if you have an issue with it. Protesting at this event is non grata. That's not a good look. Especially not for something as non-coincidental. I'm sorry, as what's going on 9 time zones away, when literally right down the street from us, and this is the West End Mall. If you're familiar with the West End Mall, this is a very hot, this is a hotbed right here. This entire section, this is what's called the Southwest Atlanta, SWAT, okay? This is the West End. And there is so much poverty here. There's so much right here. Like, you don't need to spend thousands of dollars to send some money to the Middle East. There's so much right here. There's so much. And so for these children to be outside, literally, go back here, right here at the Massey Center, protesting, but they're not, literally just going a block up the street, right here, because I guarantee you, if we go right now, there is somebody standing outside homeless, begging for money, begging for food, trying to sell water, selling Powerade or whatever, that needs help. And these children are literally within eyeshot of that, and they don't even care. They don't even care. I'm sorry. There's no way you're going to make me bat an eye for your purpose and cause if you can't explain to me why that is more important than this right here. Literally right here. And again, I'm sure if you walk from the Massey Center to this busted Park Street music, whatever, they call it that building was dilapidated. That building was in trouble. Like, I can't believe they would even be doing something in that building. Yeah, it's always looked like this. Always. Look, man, don't make me look. It may be closed. It needs to be closed. Hold on. We're going to do something. Yep. Y'all, Petty Jason strikes again. Look right here. This is a Google map. There is a man sleeping on a bench right here. There's a man sleeping there. Again, this is the stuff I'm talking about. Yeah, All right, so now we're driving. You know, we're going to do it together. We're going to do it together. Y'all going to be like, man, Dear Will Christian is mad today. That dude is insane. So we're going down to the Massey Center. We're driving down to Massey Center. Strap in. Y'all got your beverage. Make sure you got your driver's license just in case we get pulled over. All right. There is the Massey Center right there. That's where the children were standing. That's where they were. Okay. That's where they were protesting for the Middle East. And y'all just saw that literally, and you can see down the street, that's the building right there. So within eyeshot of where they were are people that obviously needed their help, that could have used that energy to support them. I'm just saying. And hear me, I'm a dyed in the wool, pull yourself up by your bootstraps type of dude. But I mean, like, if you want me to bend over backwards for something going on in 9 time zones away, but you're not concerned about something that's going on literally 2 blocks away, miss me. I'm not going to give you that energy. Here is, did that wrong. I done jumped off the bridge. I'm in the middle of the highway. I done got ran over. All right, man, Jay, what? You done got crushed. Oh, I done perished, man. All right, let's try that again. Let's not jump off the highway, though, this time, Jason. All right, there we go. All right, there's the infamous Popeyes right there. There's that church. What you don't hear about this churches, but that church has been there. That church has been there just the same, just as long. Here's businesses. There's this bank is gone. This used to be a bank when I was in college. Sure, they don't need banks in this community. Nope, don't need any banks. I will say this Caribbean place has been there forever. I can't believe it's still there. But again, they don't need businesses down here. Nope. We need to worry about people 9 time zones away. Yep, that's all we need to worry about. That's it. And again, we just driving around. We're just riding around Atlanta. Hey, go to police right there. Again, you tell me this place don't need no. This is a dilapidated building. What about that? What about that? We don't need anything. Nope. Don't need it. That building don't need to be renovated. Here's the West End Mall. I'm just going to drive around. Look, here's another dead building. Dead building. No businesses are needed over here. Nobody needs to come and do something about this community. Nope. We're going to worry about stuff going on 9 time zones away. I know people don't like when I say 9 time zones away. So now I'll say 8.37 time zones away. Kick rocks. I don't care about this. Look at this. Another dead building. More dead buildings in the Atlanta University Center, literally around the block from them. Here's a man. What's he out selling? What's my guy selling? Selling water, all that kind of stuff like that. Gotcha. Nope, nothing to see here. We got to worry about 9 time zones away, 8.37 time zones away. My name is Jason, dearwokec@gmail.com. Please email management if you have a question, comment, or concern, or you're mad about the fact that I'm saying that you're a hypocrite. If you're worrying about what's going on in the Middle East, but you're not worried about what's going on right here in the Atlanta University Center, you are a hypocrite. If you want me to spell it out, type it out, write it in Braille, put it on chalk, whatever, you're a hypocrite. Here's another exit. This is another exit off of I-20. I-20 is a big thoroughfare. It goes right through the middle of the city. And I bet you if we jump over here, right over here, look at that. There it is. There's a homeless man right there. You think he's standing there wanting to hand out Rolex watches? You think he's standing there giving you the time and weather and date? No, he wants money. He needs help. He needs assistance. But y'all are busy over there protesting. Kudos. You're over there protesting. There's another one. But y'all are over there at the dare I say, the high watermark of black intelligence, and there's 2 black men right here that need help, and y'all ain't even studying them. But y'all show are out here grandstanding and self-righteously protesting something else. That's all I'm saying. Oh, here's another exit. Let me go over here. Let's jump over here. Another exit right here off of 20. Why is it won't let me jump past it anymore? It doesn't want me to get over there. They got to free somebody. Somebody need freeing over there. I don't know who that is. I ain't freeing him. I don't know who he is. I don't know what he did. I think we all see the point. For some reason, another won't let me. Maybe it's that I've jumped too many times. I don't know. All right, we're in the middle of the intersection. Okay, look right here. All right, I don't see anybody at this intersection at this point. But, so now we are coming around the Atlanta University Center. We're creeping up over there by the stadium, coming down Lowry. Oh, if we go down Lowry, it's going to be a mess. Y'all will understand. Like, this is the hood. My guy, this is the hood. Like, this is not some, whatever you might have heard. Trust me, it's not that. And so I just want to point that out. But these children are out here. Oh, let's just go back to the, so that was a quick little drive around the AUC. Around the West End area. So we're just going to jump right back over here. All right, so that's where those children were protesting, right here. So there's Spelman right there. They're building the, I think they're building I think it's a building, but it's also a parking deck, if I'm understanding correctly. But looks like a great building, but great project. But this is where they were standing, right here, protesting. This is where they were protesting. Is there not something that they could be doing greater than that right now, close by? So the homeless people in this community hear them out here chanting free people in the Middle East and free this, that, and the third, but they don't care about them right here. That's all I'm saying. Is that Westview Center? Is that Westview Center? There's a Westview Center. I don't know if I might have missed, not certain I know what Westview Center is, but this is the West End Mall. I'm not certain if that's what you meant, Costa Chameleon. This is the West End Mall right here. And of course, I'm sure there's probably something called West End Center, but I know there's a YMCA over here. Maybe that's what it's called. Maybe it's called it's called the YMCA at Morehouse School of Medicine. Okay. But I don't know about the West End Center, but I just want to point that out. So that's why I'm not going to lose sleep over things going on. Because think about it, man, there's something going on globally everywhere. There's no way for me to ever have peace. There's no way for me ever to have solace, because there's conflict everywhere. You get rid of the conflict going on in the Middle East, there's something going on in Latin America. You get rid of that, there's something going on in Europe. You get rid of that, there's something going on in the continent of Africa, something. That's just silly. Like, there's no way that's rational thinking. There's no way. There's no way. And God didn't intend for me to do that. I'm sorry. He just didn't. Tour de Hood. What? Wow. That's crazy. Rashida says, when I cheered for Morehouse, we used to have to do Tour de Hood, Tour de la Hood, where we ran the perimeter of the AUC at 5 o'clock in the morning. That is not cute. I'm going to tell you right now, 5 o'clock in the morning, that is not fun, and definitely not around the AUC. There's some stuff over there. And you run like no, fear will make you run like nobody's business. Thank you for showing us the real Atlanta University Center. You are more than welcome. I just thought that was fun. That's why I don't subscribe, and you don't have to subscribe to these children that want to protest at their college. And then also I want to add in, this is what the colleges get. This is what you get by feeding these children a steady diet of clownery and shenanigans. And now don't be surprised when they're throwing fits on the cereal aisle, because you've given them this kind of stuff. Don't be surprised when they're acting a fool out in public. You've done this to them. So though I disagree with it, and I would be greatly, I would be very embarrassed if anybody protests. And again, I don't want Joe Biden to be at graduation, but anybody protests at graduation. But this is what you get. This is what you've been doing to them. So you've given them a steady diet of conflict theory. You've given them a steady diet of the only value that you can have in life is that you're fighting against something. I got to find something to fight against. So now I'm fighting here. I'm fighting you. They're going to end up fighting you. What's going on? Just an average man, said Jason. To help your neighbor, it takes love. To complain about the Middle East, all it takes is hate one good. That's it. That's it. There's nothing. You don't have to, please understand, you don't have to be noble to sit out here and protest and carry a sign. There's nothing that goes into that. But to walk up the street and to actually help a homeless vet or somebody maybe that's strung out on drugs and such like that and walk with him or her to help them get to a place of recovery and find solace, man, that's where the metal meets the meat. But y'all don't care about that. Y'all don't care. You do not care. You want to grandstand and do performative protests in order to get likes and views. That's it. I'm going to say it. DearWokesy@gmail.com. Make sure you email management. Let them know that you don't like what I said. You disagree with me. And I don't care. I don't care. Matter of fact, I'm going to, you know what? Y'all type petty in the chat. Type petty in the chat. I think Petty Jason, because he's such a petty fellow, I think Petty Jason is going to take a screenshot of this section of it, Morehouse, and is going to turn it into a thumbnail and use this all. Petty Jason is going to make a thumbnail and he's going to use this in the next video. I'm gonna edit this clip out about why I don't support children protesting, and then I'm going to put it in there and let people see it because I'm petty. That's right. Petty Jason. I'm just saying. This is so dumb. I'm very discouraged to see this though. I'm really like, and of course the news is okay with it. The news is fine with that. They want you to do ignorant stuff like that. They want you to. And rather than do what's right, rather than worry about yeah, man, come on. Come on, man. Y'all busy out here. And Rashida, I'm going to do something for you because you're my Spelman sister. What class are you, by the way? What class are you again, Rashida? Matter of fact, I'm doing the thumbnail now. I'm doing the thumbnail now because I am petty. I'm just going to be petty today. I'm going to be petty. I'm going to chop that part out and I'm going to put it in a video and upload it. Oh my gosh. Yo. Man, I'm really okay. All right, and I'm gonna show y'all the thumbnail before we leave. I'm gonna show y'all the thumbnail. This thing is ignorant. I'm embarrassed how ignorant this thumbnail is. So usually, if you're a member of Dear Woke Christian, you're a member of my Discord. And a lot of the time in the Discord, I share, upcoming videos and thumbnails and kind of get some feedback from the community. So a lot of the time, some of the thumbnails that you've seen or videos that you've seen have been approved by your fellow chat members, okay? And this one, why is it not letting me do it? Hold on. Because I'm being petty and saying, you cannot be petty, Jason. You have to stop being petty. But guess what? My pettiness is undefeated. Okay, so here's going to be your thumbnail for you, Rashida. This is for you, for my sister. Happy, there you go. That's so ignorant. Oh my gosh, that is so terrible. I'm actually embarrassed at Petty Jason. I'm putting Petty Jason in timeout. That is so. I need the moderators put Petty Jason in timeout, please. 30-second timeout. 30-second timeout. Oh my gosh. All right, so that's gonna be the thumbnail. I'm gonna trim that part out, and I'm gonna make its own personal video why I do not support these children out here protesting. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that's so doggone silly. Yo, I did not even intend. I was planning on talking about Nathan and the whole appeal thing, and I just looked over and saw that clip about the children out there protesting. And yes, I'm going to keep calling them children. Think of all those dumb kids the government will have under their thumb. Come on, because people got them to openly support this and recognize the terror group. Yes, yes. Well, Kiana, then I'm right there with you. Petty Jason sitting right next to you. Oh my gosh. Super petty. That's what I need. I need super pettiness. Oh my goodness. This is so terrible. Absolutely, Shar. I agree with Average Man. Absolutely. Wait, you can't do that? Okay. Well, that's cool then. I'll put myself in timeout when I go get lunch. I need to go fix my lunch. All right. Oh my goodness. That's actually, I kind of like that thumbnail. Y'all like that though? That was pretty good. I have to admit, I kind of like that. I like that. I do like that. Oh, and Rashida, real quick, it is Tour de la Hood, right? Not Tour de Hood. Just the last question. I want to make sure I got it right. Because I like that. I'm vibing with that, as my kids like to say. I'm vibing with that. It's giving creativity. That's what Trina would say. It's giving creativity. Taylor would be like, I like it, I guess. Yo, this is craziness. But I thank y'all so much. I know there's only 46 of us watching, but I appreciate every last one of you all. Please don't choke, because we need you, Tawanda. We need you. Even though we're going to have to put you in timeout, but we need you. We don't need anything happening to you because we don't know how to rescue you and how to call 911 or whatever. So that's going to be problematic. I appreciate all of y'all. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much for not only hanging out with me today, but for all the times that you've watched these silly videos I do and contributed to the shenanigans and the hijinks that we now know as Dear World Christian. So I really do appreciate it. It means a lot to me. I really do appreciate it. That was fun, man. I'm looking at the map like, man, that was a fun tour around the Atlanta University Center. And we didn't even go around it because we didn't go to Clark and we didn't go really on to Spelman. We didn't really go to Morris Brown. We really didn't go around Morehouse like we could have. So we'll have to do that next time. That might be fun. Like just do a tour of the Atlanta University Center. That might be fun. Oh my goodness. Y'all, thank you so much. Just remember to hit the like button. Thank you so much, Cindy. I appreciate it. Appreciate you. Your laugh makes my heart happy. Well, I am glad that I can do that. I am glad that I can. I appreciate each and every one of you today. Oh, last thing. Lady Dear World Christian is being honored at an awards dinner tonight. And I have to go to an awards dinner at 6:00. Y'all know where it is, don't you? Oh my gosh. All right, so I might be doing some, it's in Fulton County. It is on the cusp. It is down the street, around the corner from Fulton County Courthouse and Superior Court. So I might very well, I'm going to be incognito. I have to run around with a mask on or something like that, but I have to go. So needless to say, and she's like, oh, you're going to have a good time because you're going to know a lot of people there. I'm like, what do you mean? What does that mean? Hey, baby, that might not be a good thing. We're in Fulton County. That might not be a good thing. But so anyway, we will I will probably be sending out some cryptic shorts to my members page, letting them know like, hey, get me out on bail, or let you know that I need some rico, whatever, that I'm in trouble. So just letting you know, I might let y'all know that I'm in trouble or whatnot. Oh goodness. I'm telling, let me tell you right now. Let me tell you right now. Anybody that I've talked about that is on this channel, if I'm able to meet them and talk with them, please understand I'm going live immediately. There will be a live, even if nothing else, just like, hey, I got my new friend here. I'd love to hear you say something. Tell us about yourself. Trust me. There will, oh my goodness. And if it's good, there might be a midnight live tonight. I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you. Oh, I can't wait. I cannot wait because it's going to be bananas. Oh, gosh, that's hilarious. Thank y'all so much for shouting out my wife. I appreciate y'all. Oh, my word. Do you understand how crazy that would be? Well, okay, at her table, I think it's all of her staff. So I don't think anybody but her coworkers, her staff is going to be at her table. However, I'm going to be on 10. Y'all might not know this about Dear World Christian, but I love being in groups of people where I can just act up and just be myself. So I enjoy that kind of stuff. So it's a game to my family. Like, oh man, Dad's about to go and embarrass us. I'm going to go meet people. So don't let anybody that I know be in the room because I'm going to meet them and it's going to be a real thing for real. Like, oh man, great to meet you. Can I get a picture with you? Trust me. And if it's good, please pay attention. There might be a midnight live stream tonight. I'm telling you right now. Because I'm going to be like, got him. Got him. So please know. Please know. All right, everybody. Y'all go get some lunch. I need to go get some lunch because my coffee's run out. My coffee's run dry. But I'm looking forward to hanging out with y'all real soon. I'm going to download this video so I can go and edit this clip out and use this thumbnail. That thumbnail is crazy. But I appreciate all of y'all again. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for your prayers and your love for the channel. Thank you so much for your support of each other in the chat and so on and so forth. And we'll do it again real soon, everybody. Take care, and I'll catch you then. Grace and peace.